You're welcome to my channel. We shall be looking at topic 4, which is environmental analysis. Yeah, analyzing the environment of the business. Yeah, so we shall start by defining what an environment is. An environment, it refers to the factors that affect our business operations, either directly or indirectly in a positive or negative way. The things that are always around us or the things that are within. Yeah, factors that affect our business. They can either affect in a good way or a bad way. Then they can either affect directly when you're seeing, then or indirectly when you don't know. And that is the environment. Factors that affect our business operations directly or indirectly in a positive or negative way. Then we look at environmental analysis. Environmental analysis is a strategic planning tool which classifies the changes and forces that affect our business operations. So it is a strategic planning tool. It is a tool used for planning to see that the organization can achieve its objectives, the goals, and everything. It is a strategic planning tool which classifies the forces. It classifies the forces that affect our business, either in a positive or a negative way, either directly or indirectly. And it can do that through customers, suppliers, competitors, etc. So environment analysis is classified into two. Environment analysis is categorized into two. And the first category we have, it is called the macro, also known as the external, or large or further. Yeah, so these are things that are outside the organization or things that are indirect, whereby they affect the business indirectly. The business has no control over them. Yeah, and the only thing they can do about it is to operate within, to just adjust to the changing environment. So for the macro, external, large, or further, the business has no control over them. Yeah, they are big. Yeah. For example, the the formula for macro or external or large or further, it is called PESTEL, whereby P is for political, because if there is a strike in town of NOP and then NRM, it will affect the businesses in town, but there is nothing they can do about it. They just have to close that day and then come back the next day and work. So they have no control over it, but the only thing they can do is to operate within. Then the second one is called economical. Things of the economy, for example, inflation, interest rates. So when the prices of things increase, for example, fuel, yeah, everything else will become expensive. So the business also just has to increase the prices of the goods that they sell. Yeah, so that they can be able to survive. Then social, it's about the environment that the business operates in, or the cultural aspects of the environment, like the surrounding environment. If you're operating in a Muslim community, you are not supposed to sell pork. Yeah, you cannot sell miniskirts in a Muslim community, for example, in Saudi Arabia. But in Uganda, you can sell miniskirts because it is okay. Yeah. Then the T is for technological. As a business, you're supposed to be adopting to the advancing technology because it's ever changing every now and then. You have no control over it. The best thing you can do is to adopt to what is coming up. Yeah. Then we have ecological, the things of nature, for example, forests and all that. So you have to adjust to the rules of the environment. For example, the rules by the National Environment Management Authority, which is NEMA. Yeah, they tell you not to destroy forests or green plants. Then legal, you have to abide by the legal rules or the laws of the country or the community you're operating in. Then the second category is called the micro, also known as the internal or small or the closer environment. And this one has a formula of COSMIX, yeah, whereby C is for customers. Customers, we are mainly talking about the external customers that are outside the organizations. And these ones for the macro, the business has control over them. They can influence them. For example, a business can influence its customers through over advertising, the proper packaging of the products and all that. So for the micro or the internal or small or closer, they can be influenced. The business has influence over them. Yeah. And the first one is the customers, and we are talking about the external customers. Yeah. Then O is for organization. And organization, we mainly talk about five things. We have the management there, we have the machines, we have money, and then material. And that is organization. And in organization, we look at the strength and weaknesses of the firm and all that. Yeah, so the business has influence over the organization of its business. Yeah, the money in the business, the machines, the materials, it has influence over them. Then C is for suppliers. We deal with suppliers on a daily basis. The business has influence over suppliers. It depends on how they are treated. Yeah, it is what will determine their relationship. So the business has influence over the suppliers. Then media, the business has influence over its own media. Yeah. Then intermediaries, we are talking about aids to trade. Aids to trade, we have things like research, we have things like market research, there is transport, there is banking, insurance, and all that. Businesses have influence over that. Then we have C. C is for competitors. Like the business always influences their competitors. They are ever copying themselves. If the other ones change the packaging, they also change. If the other ones change the pricing, they also change. So they influence each other. Then the shareholders, the business has influence over the shareholders of the business. Yeah, and that has been the introduction to environmental analysis.